Hello, hello, hello. This is Andy in Create It, Launch It, Profit. Just waiting for those words. I'm getting this down pretty good. All right. So today, what I want to talk about inside the private group, and we're going to talk a little bit about here, is understanding what components are, or what assets, maybe a better way to say it. I'm kind of been going back and forth all day, are going to be in your membership site when you decide, after you decide, what it's going to be about, what the pain is, what the solution to that pain is going to be. And now from that, you now need to decide what components are going to be inside, because I think on some level, a lot of people think, well, I'm just going to put a series of videos in there. Well, there's that. But remembering that people learn in a lot of different ways. Some people like to read, some people like to listen in audio form, or say they really do like the videos that are going to be inside your membership site. But there are times where they want to consume the product but don't want to be distracted by the video. In other words, when they're driving, or maybe when they're working out or doing something else, going for a walk with the dog or something like that. So these are things you're gonna have to think about and should think about as you're putting your program together. And there's a lot more, which we're gonna go over in the private group. So just decide what assets you're gonna put in there, what components are going to be inside your membership group, because the reason we're doing that now is because you notice we haven't talked about a name yet, right? We haven't talked about masterminding or brainstorming the name of the product yet, because what I've learned is that there's many times that this has worked out where I've thought of a name, like Walking with God and a Dog was just something that just worked for me, and I was trying to figure out how can I build a book around that name. I eventually did, and it worked out really well, but that's in other cases I come up with a name, and then as I'm creating the product I go, oh, I wish I would have called this something else, because it really is this other thing. It really, it started off as one thing, and then as I got done through the product creation process and began to put some of the videos together, go, oh, this would be better named something else. Or suddenly the name like comes to you, like Create It, Launch It, Profit just came to me, really because I was, which we're going to talk about when we do come up with a name, is that you look at what other people are doing and you see what's working, and you do something very similar because you know that it's working for the pros, right? So a pro has done it, and so why try to reinvent the wheel? You don't necessarily copy their name perfectly, but you use something that works similarly in what it is that they use, and it's a strategy that's taught by everybody, and so that kind of thing happens too. So I did not want to deal with the name yet. I wanted to talk about who your avatar is, what the expertise is you're going to be talking about, what's the pain, what's the solution, and what does it look like when you've solved their pain, what is the goal, right? And now we're going to talk about the components, and then next after that, then we'll begin to talk about the name. We're also going to begin to go a little bit in the direction of deciding what platform we're going to use to put in the membership site after we give it a name. All right, so components, really, really important. Begin to think about what it is you're going to do, how you want them to consume. What is it they're going to do? What are the actions that they need to take in order to become good at what they are hoping to become good at, based on what it is you're teaching, whether it's horseback riding or cooking or nutrition or exercise or business or whatever that is. What is it that they need to do, and what has worked for you, right? And so this is what they're coming to you because they want to know what worked for you. And then maybe there's some alternatives, right? Not only did this work for me, or this system work for me, but you know what? I heard about this other thing and began to look at it, and it's very powerful. I did not use this in my in solving my pain, but I know somebody else that used this, and maybe interviewing them or whatever. So those are some of the components we're going to be talking about in the private group. We've had two new members just within the last hour join the private group, so I'm going to go inside and welcome them. I just remembered one of them. I can't remember the other gentleman's name. Hold on, let me look. We got Lee joined in the private group, and we had, oh my gosh, darn it, I wish I would have had this up before. Michael Moreno has joined our private group, so I want to welcome Michael and Lee into the group once we get inside there. Yeah, we're having a good time. I just put in two new files, 2 new documents in the private group, and that is the list that we're going to talk about. It's a long list of components, assets that could be in your membership site. I think there's like 15 or 20. I pulled it down off my other computer, but it's a fairly long list of stuff that we're going to be going over in the private group, and a checklist that is not complete. I'm only putting in those things as we do them because I don't want you guys to skip ahead, and there's a reason. I'm beginning to enjoy the concept of drip within a membership site. Drip is that people do not get the next set of videos or the next training block until they've completed so much of what it is you want them to see at that point. So they can't like skip around, like go from the beginning to the middle and then to the end and then back to like the third video. You know, you want to protect people from themselves sometimes. And I'm kind of liking that concept. And we may talk a little bit more about that as soon as I have a little bit more information about why that is better. But I've been hearing other people saying that that's a better way to go. When you're providing value to what you are giving them, that you need to protect sometimes people from themselves because people get eager, right? Also, they get overwhelmed. So if they open it up and see 30 videos and they're going, oh, I got to watch 30 hours or more of video, and they go, forget it. I'm not, they'll get a couple in, they go, gosh, I have to listen to this stupid person now. They get into maybe 2 hours of videos. I got 28 more hours of videos I got to listen to. So drip will allow them to only see like 2 or 3 videos, and they go, oh, well, I can handle that. I can handle 3 videos. And then they get to the end of that one, and then the next one will pop up, right? And then they're more likely to watch that next one without seeing that there's 25 more videos to go or 26 more videos to go after that. So the drip concept is something that I'm really thinking about and really considering and putting in a membership site. All right. So again, welcome to Lee and Michael into the group, and we will see you on the inside of the private group. Again, if you have not gotten in yet, we're going to be talking about some cool stuff. John North are going to be talking about Facebook ads and a new tool that I'm using right now to create Facebook ads, and we're hoping to get that done tonight. I'm hoping, but my kids have karate class that I just signed them up for. So I just planned this yesterday and completely forgot that we have karate class tonight. So we weren't going to do it live, as far as I remember. We were going to record it and then do it later because this is so new to me that although you like watching me mess up and not understand what it is I'm doing, I think that this is so new to me that I think it'll be way too much for you guys to handle if I try to do it live. So the idea is to record it and then put it up just in case there's like a long pause where we're both not saying anything and I'm having to figure out something. So anyway, that may be later tonight, and then we'll have it up hopefully within the next day or two. But there's some cool stuff coming up into the private group. So you're not going to want to miss it. $9.99 is cheap. Do not get in now because the price will go up. I'm going to really look at how I may change that price fairly soon. So Dean just asked, how do you get in to the full access? And that is, to the Be Live TV caster. I don't know. The beta does not have options for green screen. No, it doesn't. They don't have that yet, Dean. It is not available. I don't know if Dean is watching this broadcast. He maybe just answered the question on something else. Where am I seeing this? This is so weird. It's so funny how some things pop up. Facebook changes all the time. And now, that's a private message. So Dean's asking me a private message about how do I get full access to the Be Live TV caster. What you see is what you get, as far as I know. I've been in communication with Daniel, who is the creator of Be Live TV, and that is it for right now. And they're working on this other stuff. I use, as you all know, Mimo Live as my camera, so I'm able to do green screen, share my screen, all that kind of stuff. Well, I'm using Be Live, but I'm not using Be Live to do any of that stuff. Be Live is just transmitting the video, and that's all that it does. And I can see the comments. All right, so there you go. All right, in about 10, 15 minutes, I'll be going live in the private group, and we'll be talking about the components and assets that are found inside a membership site and those things that you need to consider about putting in your own site. All right, so I will see you there in just a few minutes as soon as I find my button to click off here. I I got to come up with a solution so that not every broadcast at the end, I'm fishing around for the button to turn off the broadcast. So here we go. All right. So I will see you, all of you that are members inside the private group. We're going to be talking about components and assets within your membership sites and which ones you need to consider. All right. I will see you there. Bye.